Namaste, beautiful souls. So, Spirit wanted me to go out in nature. I came out, and sometimes you may feel like, feel the nudge. Spirit is telling you to do something. You may decide, like, I don't want to do that. And when you go with it, when you begin to learn that it's better to go with the flow of things, go with what your intuition is telling you, go with what Spirit is telling you, whatever mood that you're currently in, it will pivot. Being out here in nature is such a beautiful thing, and nature offers so many blessings. Just being out in the air offers cleansing. You're able to breathe better. The trees have a way of cleansing the oxygen, right? And by being in that energy, you allow yourself to cleanse as well. As I am continuing forward with my spiritual journey, there has been setbacks. I've experienced homelessness at a time. This was maybe about a year or 2 years ago, or was it 3 years ago? It seems like it was so long ago, but during that time, it was something that definitely built me. It definitely was able to reveal to me the truth about a lot of things. And for the most part, during that time, we remained in nature a lot. We went to the parks a lot. We were able to basically alchemize that situation. During that time, my children, of course, were with me. And it was a really difficult situation. It was myself, my husband, and our children. The reason I want to share that is because it's something that is very embarrassing. I was really embarrassed about having gone through that, because for so many years I prided myself on handling my responsibilities, making sure that I never went without. And especially when it comes to spiritually awakening, right? When it comes to shifting your paradigm, you're not really wanting to deal with the things that you dealt with so far. I had people in my life that I was tolerating a lot of misdirected negative energy. And so it became that time in my life where I just had enough. And I wanted them out of my life. I wanted a change. I wanted peace in my life. And so I basically, not just we lost a lot. But now that I'm able to look at things from a more emotionally balanced place, because to be honest, I really, I talk about love and light a lot, but I was really in darkness at that time. And I really held on to a lot of animosity and resentment for a while during that time. In the matter of several months that we were homeless a couple of years ago, washing up at the parks, it was definitely a challenge. But like I mentioned about it, was able to really build me. It helped me to foster a greater understanding of my boundaries and my self-worth. And knowing that I was able to be so resourceful prior to that, it gave me a whole new understanding of valuing myself. All right, because when I was in that situation, when we were in that situation, there weren't really anybody around us. All the people that we were able to help, so-called help, along the years, they vanished. Now, they may have they may have come back into the picture for whatever reasons. But now that we had this better insight on what we didn't want in our lives, it freed us. So I share that just to encourage you, whatever situation that you're going through at this time, be encouraged. Your situation is not your permanent destination. Okay? Situations happen to you at times. A lot of times you're being blessed in the process. Sometimes when you're thinking like, these things are happening to me, why is this happening to me? And trust me, I've been there. I've been really upset with God for a while, with Goddess, with the divine for a while, until I began to understand that there was lessons in the process of me healing. So during this time, if you're going through a major shift in your life, if you're going through, some people are in a space of being incarcerated. There's a deeper implication of what divine spirit wants to bring about. Even if people are facing, maybe some level of bondage, being tied to resentment, being tied to hurt, all right, you have to begin to sever those cords. Even in context with all the changes that are happening in the world, just like the world is healing and things are, although some people may not see it as such, things are evolving. All right. And what, the process of evolving, it takes time. All right. And so when you begin to tune out what's surrounding you and tune more so inward, meaning tune into your feelings about things, tune into your energy, you begin to have a deeper understanding that God is bringing you higher, even in a low place, even in a valley. There's a book by Iyanla Van Zant. The book is called Value in the Valley, and it's a book that I have gone to several times during, that really rough time within my life. And I've been through other things. We lost our daughter at birth. And that's still a heavy energy. Facing abuses from the past, just a lot of different things. But the key thing about this is to understand, and the takeaway is to not allow all the situations that are happening during this spiritual journey to cause you to harden your heart. This is so important for divine feminines and divine masculines. We all chosen ones have a divine purpose. And when you begin to read about people's spiritual journeys, a lot of times, even when you think about biblical references, when you think about Job in the Bible and all the things that he lost, and I utilize the Bible because although the Bible over time has been convoluted, it's still taken away from our ancient texts, so it's still our truth, and there's still a lot of guidance that you can get from the Bible. So like I mentioned about Job and the test that he went through, although he went through all those horrible things, he did not allow his heart to become hardened. He did not allow himself to be deceived into being evil. And all things were added, double, triple, if even. And so the same God that was then is the same God now, the same divine mother energy now, the same divine father energy now. So be encouraged on this spiritual journey. I'm going to pull a few cards from the tarot deck to give a little more guidance. I'm asking the angels to give us guidance during this time as we are shifting. Situations are changing, and for many of us, as you know, there's a great recession, resonation. I would rather say, I say recession, but I really meant resonation, or maybe spirit wanted me to say recession. Things may have had to be in a recessive place in order to get right. So I say that because sometimes things may happen and you may wonder, like, why are these things happening to me? But it's bringing you to a higher version of yourself. And sometimes the spiritual journey of evolution doesn't necessarily look like what you perceive it to be. It doesn't look like what you think it should be. Sometimes we think that, blessings are going to come to us. We're going to be able to grow and it's just going to happen magically. And yeah, I believe there is some level of magic to it, but the journey it may have detours. The journey may have some bumps in the road, but you have to stay the course. You have to stay strong and pass the test. Even when it comes to utilizing affirmations on a daily basis, is something I have to do, because although from the outside looking in, people may assume that, I have it all together. I get the glares at times. People assume, I have this picture perfect life, and that, everything just goes on without a hitch, and that's not true. I pray a lot. People don't see when I'm crying and I'm laying prostrate on the floor praying, asking, for guidance from God, asking for breakthroughs. All right, so I'm sharing this with you because for the most part, there's a lot of love and light within my space, within my platform, but there is darkness there. There's times where, I've delved into being resentful, being stifled by fear. And I had to come to the understanding that I needed to cut those cords. I needed to sever those cords of resentment, of animosity, of all those energies. Okay, because the situations that have happened outside of myself, although they may have affected me, I see the blessing in the lessons that I've experienced. And that has allowed me to continue to move forward in life. So even during your darkest hours, remember, it's always the darkest before the dawn. Meaning, at times, yeah, dark situations happen. Unfortunate situations happen. People pass on, people transition on, all right? People disappoint you. But the constant that you need to focus on is your energy. Focusing inward, knowing that we all have different things that we're healing from for whatever reasons. And some people may not even be ready for the healing process. So that's another aspect to think about. But always keep in the forefront of your mind that God is guiding you. Divine is guiding you, and you are aligned with the Most High. You cannot fail. By reminding yourself of these truths, it'll help you pivot from a space of fear to a space of thriving. We deserve to do more than just surviving and working paycheck to paycheck. No. And a lot of people have bought into that, and they've gotten into a cycle of depression or even anxiety, hopelessness. But I'm calling you higher. If you're viewing this, be encouraged. What you have in your heart will manifest when you believe in self. Even if you have no one else to believe in you, you need to believe in you. If you have a vision of what you see for your future, tap into that. If your intuition is telling you to walk away from a certain person or people or places or jobs, whatever it may be, if you feel that it's not resonating with your soul, trust your intuition and that God is guiding you to move into the direction that brings peace to your soul. Because when you have peace internally, when you have peace within your soul, that's where all blessings flow. So I'll go ahead and pull a few cards. Divine Mother Goddess, Divine Father God, please give insight for the collective of Divine Feminines and Divine Masculines at this time for a balanced reading. All right. So I'm going to pivot to the back seat of my car. Let's see how I'm going to set this up. Give me just a moment. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. This is a little improvisation, but that's what we do. Sometimes I'm called to do a reading no matter what location I'm at, and so let's go ahead with it. All right, devotion, angelic provisions are here. This is definitely letting you know that the angels are with you. In other words, your ancestors. You are being guided to your highest version. You're being guided to have the blessings that you want in your life. You want to be able to Live the life of your dreams that's happening for you. If that means that you're able to work on your own schedule, if that means that you're able to manifest a career, as someone that's self-employed, whatever that may be, is happening for you right now. When it comes to love, all these things are coming together in divine alignment at this time. And we have is because you got into the energy of lioness protection of progeny. Now, this may not resonate with everyone. Everyone doesn't have children, but this could also represent that protective energy around yourself as a lioness, right? And we also have Mayat Justice. So we're going to leave it here in these 3 cards, because Mayat Justice is about not only restoration and balance, it's about that reverence of that divine feminine energy that's coming into play. And many of you, that's coming into play because your divine masculine has awakened. All right, and we see evidence of this. I said I was going to pull that card, but you know how spirit works, okay? When you have a plan, God has different insights sometimes. So gonna go ahead and move on with a few more cards. Chaser, runner dynamic. Now, this is more so a balance dynamic during this time, because your divine masculine is pursuing you, and that's the natural order of things. It should not be the other way, where the divine feminine is pursuing the divine masculine. So rest assured, this divine Mayat Justice is coming into play. Wishes come true when you believe. Tapping into that innate energy that you have in order to transform your life is something beautiful. And although, people want to get away from believing in wishes, believing in magic, I invite you to be encouraged to understand that magic is real and magic does work. All right? God is the greatest magician. Divine reunion is here. Okay? Marriage and family. So even if you may even on the physical realm, it may look like, how is this going to come to pass? Continue to stay within positive energy. Continue to transmute any energy that does not resonate with you for this divine reunion to come into play, because it is. And we also have New Life Creator. Many of you may be dealing with the energy of manifesting your very best life in the here and now. All right, not wanting to make others rich, but to definitely tap into your natural God-given birthright of wealth. This could also be in the form of maybe a new baby is on the horizon. All right, this could resonate with different people, but first and foremost, the energy of the divine reunion is happening in a matter of weeks, if not months for some. So I encourage you to stay focused to your energy, stay focused to the devotion that you both have towards each other. And first and foremost, the devotion you have for yourself, as you can see with this lioness protection energy, okay? Knowing that everything is working out in divine will. So that's all I have for this read. Until next time. Okay, so this is what came up. Sorry, that wasn't even viewed. So let me... So what we have so far is devotion is here. Your angelic devotion is here in the form of your angels and ancestors. When you pray for things, sometimes you may wonder, like, are my prayers being answered? And they are. Now, it may not look like what you perceive it to be, but it's coming into play, because also you're seeing here in this Mayat Justice, as well as the chaser-runner dynamic. And if you look closer, this dynamic is more so in a balanced energy, because the divine masculine is pursuing the divine feminine. Now, divine feminine, there's some work that needs to be done on trust, understandably so, because there may have been disappointment. There may have been betrayals that have happened. But rest assured that this energy is being healed and transmuted within you in due time, as you can see with the divine reunion. And also the lion is protection of progeny. All right, being that you were able to protect yourself, that definitely magnetizes your energy. All right, it magnetizes who you are because your divine masculine is attracted to that. Being that you were able to put up healthy boundaries and only accept what it is that you deserve is a super attractor, which brings in this new life, a creator, in the form of maybe another child or a child, or even a new creator of yourself. All of these things are happening because you believe the fact that wishes do come true. You tapped into a power higher than yourself. So be encouraged during this journey. Whatever you have lost will be replenished triple, if not more. Just stay true to the energy of connecting to spirit as often as possible. And knowing that whatever situation that you have dealt with so far, that cycle is coming to an end. Your blessings are here, your harvest is here, but it's all about you getting ready to receive the harvest. So until next time, I ask you to vibe higher and thrive. I am Louv MD 1111, Oracle and Alchemy. Ashe.